Hello friends, welcome back. Now we are continuing our series. Now we are going to read partition of Bengal and Punjab in this session, and as well as the final years of Mahatma Gandhi. So we shall start now. Partition of Bengal and Punjab. Similarities. Similarities. There were some notable similarities between Bengal and Punjab. Both had Muslim majorities, okay, and thus were claimed for Pakistan, okay, but both also contained many millions of Hindus. Ultimately, both provinces were divided, okay, but the Muslim majority districts going over to east or west Pakistan, while districts dominated by other religion groups allotted to India. Differences. But there were three crucial differences between the two provinces. Three crucial differences, okay, between the two provinces. Which provinces? Bengal and Punjab and Bengal. Communal history, view of Hindus on partition, presence of Sikhs. Okay, so what were the common history of Punjab? In Punjab, different communities lived more or less in a peace. There were no significant communal clashes before 1947. What happened in the Bengal? Bengal since late 19th century, around between 1875 to 1900, okay, was witnessing communal clashes between Hindus and Muslims. You know why? Because Congress, Bengal was very active politically at the time. Congress was made 1885, you know, and uh, since Congress was believed to be the party of upper caste by the Muslims, so there was some communal um, discourse was there. Okay, next, view of Hindus on partition. The large Hindu community in Punjab was dominated by merchants and moneylenders, bound by close ties to the moneylenders. Thus, they were unwilling to relocate and hoped that partition is avoided. Okay, they were unwilling to relocate. In Bengal, large section of Hindu middle class actively sought partition. Okay, and they were happy to move out of Muslim dominated areas and settle around provincial capital. Okay, presence of Sikhs. The most important difference was the presence of Sikhs in Punjab. Sociologically, Sikhs were closer to Hindus, with whom they had relationship of interdining and intermarriage, and also had a shared history of persecution at the hands of Mughal. Here it was straight fight. Here, where Bengal. In Bengal, it was a straight fight between Hindus and Muslims. No other significant religious community was present here in large number. Okay, so what were the differences, similarities, and differences we saw during the partition of Punjab? Similarities, some notice, both had a Muslim majority. Both were having Muslim majority, and provinces were divided. Ultimately, both the provinces were divided with the Muslim majority going to the east or west of the Pakistan. Okay, and differences, communal harmony. There was communal harmony in Punjab, but there was no communal harmony. There was very less harmony in the Bengal. Views of Hindu in partition. Hindus did not want to relocate in Punjab, but in Hindus of Bengal actively sought partition. They wanted to move out of the Muslim dominated area and settle around the provincial capital. Okay, presence of Sikhs. There were Sikhs in the Punjab, and they had the same, more or less same sociologically. They were closer to the Hindus. They were involved in the interdining and intermarriage. And Sikhs and Hindus had the shared history of the persecution at the hands of the Muslims. But in Bengal, there was a straight fight. There was no Sikh. There was a straight fight between Hindu and Muslim. No other significant religious community was present there in large number. Okay, next. Final years of Mahatma Gandhi. One unarmed man had been more effective than 57 troops in Punjab. Lord Mountbatten on Mahatma Gandhi's fast. Yeah, you can see, observe that one unarmed man had been more effective than 50,000 troops in Punjab. Who said? Lord Mountbatten. Role of Gandhi in stopping communal violence. Despite being in his late 70s old, Gandhi was not a silent witness to the violence. During the last month of his life, Gandhi worked hard to end the violence between Hindus and Muslims which followed the partition of India. On the eve of independence, Gandhi was in Calcutta. He chose to spend 15 August 1947 with a 24-hour fast because freedom had come at an unacceptable price of partition. Unacceptable price of partition. Last 1 year had seen almost continuous communal rioting. That's why he chose to spend his time in the Calcutta. Okay, when violence again broke out in Calcutta on August 31, Gandhi began his fast unto death on September 2. Okay, as a result, Hindu and Muslim laid down their arms and placed peace and harmony in the city. On September 7, Gandhi left for Punjab but stopped midway in between. Left for Punjab and stopped midway in between. Here he found that Muslims of Delhi were frightened. Okay, Hindu and Sikh refugees from Pakistan who had lost all the carnage, who had lost all in the carnage and were filled with the feelings of revenge, were launching violent attacks on Muslims. Um, and had forcibly occupied their homes. Muslim population of Delhi had fled to Purana Killa, Humayun Tomb, etc. For the next several months, he appealed to Hindu Sikh Muslims to forget past and bring peace quickly in Delhi so that he could proceed to Punjab, where rioting was at its peak. Okay, his final fast and death. In the background of continuing communal violence on January 13, 1948, Gandhi began another fast in Delhi, which was addressed to three different constituencies. Okay, I mean violence was happening, continuing at the time also 13th January 1948. Okay, there were he appealed. His fast was addressed to three different constituencies. What were the constituencies? Government of Pakistan, Government of India, and People of India. What was his message to the government of Pakistan? He told Pakistan to stop driving out minorities from the territory. Stop driving it. Okay. He told Indian government to release Pakistan's share of sterling balance. Okay. Which the British jointly owned to the two dominions. It debt on account of India's contribution during the Second World War. Okay. India was not releasing the money as Pakistan was attempting to capture Kashmir. On 15th of January, India decided to release the money. Okay. And what did he tell to the people of India? He told them that if they did not believe in two nation theory, then they would have to show in their capital that Hindus and Muslims could live in peace. Okay. On 18th January, Central Peace Committee under the leadership of Rajendra Prasad, comprising members of different religious communities, issued a declaration that they would allow displaced Muslims of Delhi to return to their homes. Okay, Central Peace Committee. On 18th January, he ended his fast. So, in 5 days only, for 5 days he went for the fast. Okay. For Pakistan, he told to stop driving out minorities. For Indians, he told to for India, government of India, he told to release the sterling balance, which was due to the Pakistan, because it was British owned as a debt on account of India's contribution during the Second World War, and India was not releasing, but India released after 2 days, 15th January. And for people of India, he told that if you do not believe in the two nation theory, then you have to show that you have to show that in the letter and spirit in the Delhi itself. And on 18th January, Central Peace Committee was formed, and Rajendra Prasad was the member, leader of the Central Peace Committee, and they told that displaced Muslims of Delhi can return to their homes. On 18th January, Gandhi broke the fast. Assassination. After a few days, on 30th January, okay, 13th to 18th fast. After 12 days plus 12 at death or assassination. After a few days, 30th January 1948, he was shot dead by a Hindu named Nathuram Godse. He justified the act by arguing that Gandhi's pro-Muslim fast and consistent pandering to Muslims provoked him. Gandhi was later tried and hanged. Godse was later tried and hanged. Okay. Impact of the assassination. Gandhi's death brought forth an extraordinary outpouring of grief, which led to the stopping of communal rights at various places in the country. Nehru and Patel appealed to people not to think of revenge, to carry the message of love, non-violence, and advocated by Gandhi, and fight that terrible poison of communalism that has killed Gandhi. Gandhi's death also reconciled Nehru and Sardar Patel, who were having personal and political differences. Okay, they were also fighting, Nehru, and they were doing also shadow boxing. That Nehru and Patel, their patch-up was of considerable consequence for the new and fragile nation. Okay, what is in the box? Posthumous Nobel Peace Prize for Gandhi. Gandhi was nominated for the Peace Prize thrice, 37, 39. What was he doing at the time? I think constructive program. He was involved in the constructive program. Elections were happening, at the time in 1947 also. Okay, he was in 1947 he was uh, doing for the peace of the for the communal harmony, and few days before the assassination in January 1940, but never won. Norwegian All Committee seriously considered giving a posthumous award to Gandhi in 1948. However, till then, nobody had ever had been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize posthumously. Thus, in November 1948, committee decided to make no award that year on the grounds that there was no suitable living candidate. Okay, so in 1948 they did not give the award because they didn't find any suitable living candidate. Achha. Okay. So what did we study today? Partition of Bengal, Punjab, differences or similarities, communal harmony, views of Hindus on partition, presence of Sikhs, okay, in Bengal, Punjab. Final years of Mahatma Gandhi. One unarmed man had been more effective than 50,000 troops in the Punjab. Okay, role of Gandhi in storming communal violence. He was in the Calcutta on the eve of independence, and he did 24-hour fast. And why he was fasting? Because he was of the opinion that freedom came at an unacceptable price of partition, and he was almost last 1 year had seen almost continuous communal writing. Okay, then violence again broke out. August 31. Okay, Gandhi started his fast September 2. Hindu Muslim laid down their arms. On September 7, Gandhi left for Punjab but stopped midway in Delhi. Okay, because Muslims were frightened there. Hindu and Sikh refugees from Punjab were launching violent attacks on Muslims out of revenge, and Muslim fled to Purana Killa, Humayun Tomb. Okay, and he wanted Hindu Sikh Muslims in Delhi to stop fighting so that he can go to Punjab where writing was at its peak. His final fast ended January 13, 1948. Again fast. Why he told Pakistan to stop driving out minorities. He told India to release the share of sterling violence. He told Indians not to believe in two-nation theory. And fast was stopped 18 January. He was assassinated after 12 days, 30 January, by Godse. And Gandhi's death reconciled Nehru Patel. Gandhi's death led to the stopping of communal rights because of the outpouring of grief. And Nehru Patel appealed to the people not to think of revenge, to carry out message of love and peace. So that's it. Thank you.